beautiful creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's a beautiful day in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border in the crown of Maine, and I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you are as well. We're having a kind of a wild weather day. When the sun's out and the breeze is blowing from the south, my Gatlin flag, she's flying straight out there. She's beautiful, and it's nice and warm. Then the breeze will die down, and then the northern breeze will pick up. And it's cold when it comes through. And the Gatlin flag will fly the other way, and she's flying straight out, and she's gorgeous that way too. But it clouds up. So if it's sunny in the video, you know the breeze is coming from the south. And if it's cloudy in the video, the sun goes away, you know that the breeze has switched and it's going north. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, if you want the actual content, go about 3.5 to 4 minutes into this video. I have a few shout outs to do in the beginning of my video, so please bear with me. If you want the actual content about Super Tuesday, please scroll about 3.5, 4 minutes into the video or into the podcast, and you will get the content you are looking for. Now for everybody else, welcome to my podcast. If you are watching me on YouTube and you are not subscribed to my channel yet, what's wrong with you? This is a variety show. I talk about a different thing every single day. If you don't like today's show, you might like tomorrow's show. Who knows? Whatever pops into my head generally flies out my mouth. And most times we're both surprised at how I really feel about things in this world. Please think about subscribing to my channel. Hit the notification bell. YouTube may or may not tell you that I uploaded a new video because they don't always like what I have to talk about for the day. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Any attention is good attention on YouTube. Comment in the comment section, even if it's just to say hi. I will comment back to you. I'm a small channel, so I can still do that. I like to have the exchange with my audience. Now, if you are a content creator and you subscribe to my channel, I promise you I will subscribe back to your channel. If you are an active content creator, which means you put up 2 videos a month. I know the bar is not set very high. 2 videos a month, that's all you need to put up. No remixes. Don't remix other people's videos and put them up and not. You need to put up 2 of your own original videos. You can put up remixes if you want, but as long as I see 2 original videos on your channel, I will give you guys a shout out on my channel. Not asking you to do anything for me. I'm an old lady. I really don't care. I'm not monetized here. I'm not monetized on audio only. I'm monetized on Rumble, Coffee with Kerri-Lynn, no hyphen. Over on Rumble, that's Coffee with Kerrilynn. And I am monetized on Rumble. And I like doing this. And I feel that the smaller content creators need to kind of get together and form a community and help each other out. So I am shouting out today. I'm shouting out a channel that I absolutely enjoy this person's content, and it is only-cars-fans. That's ONLY-CARS-FANS. And he has some great content about vehicles driving down California highways. It's absolutely really nice footage that he puts up. So go on over to only-cars-fans and give him a thumbs up on his videos. Subscribe to his channel. As I said, I'm not asking for anything. This is just something that I do for other people. I've never been a person that has a little bit of success and then pulls the ladder up behind me. I don't like that. And I think this is how you grow communities. So head on over there, especially if you're missing our backyard mechanic series here on this channel. It'll be coming back. We got some iffy weather, and we need to soundproof the van. So right now, the van is garaged at a friend's garage, and my man goes over and helps work on it and stuff. If the spring happens the way it's supposed to happen, we're going to be flooded. Our entire driveway is going to be flooded, so we won't be able to work on the van. So we think it's better to keep it over there until we only need to kind of do the interior work on the step van. Those videos will be coming back. I promise you guys. I miss our mechanic series, our backyard mechanic series. If you are watching me or listening to me on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and now Pandora, welcome. Think about following my podcast on audio only. Give me 5-star rating. It just boosts me up in the algorithm. I'm not not monetized over there. Facebook, Instagram, I'm Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. I will follow you back if you follow me, whoever you are. And I am over on X at Coffee with Kerri. Give me a follow over there. I'm generally over on X on Thursdays. I don't know why Thursday seems to be the day I like to tweet. I don't even know what to call it anymore. It's the day I post on X. So if you want to get, to post on X, I'm over there on Thursdays. There you go. There you have it. Now let's get into today's topic, which is Happy Super Tuesday. It's a very special day here in the state of Maine because we almost lost our right of choice on who to vote for in the state of Maine. I want to make this very clear. For the people who have TDS and the people who have BDS, there you go, I got it. This is not about Donald Trump and it is not about Uncle Joe Biden, okay? That's not what this video is about. This video is about the fact that just a few months ago, Mainers almost lost their right to choose who the heck to vote for. I'm going to tell you what happened. Because we're just as bad as Colorado, California, and all them damn crazy moonbat states. Months ago, in a land far, far away, southern Maine, which I like to call extreme northern Massachusetts, because they're moonbatty nuts down there. A petition was circulated because certain people with BDS wanted Trump off the ballot. And that petition got enough signatures, which allowed our Secretary of State, Shayna Bellows, to attempt to pull Donald Trump, not any other Republican, just Donald Trump, off of our voter ballots. Yeah. Well, it went to appeals in Maine, and they said, well, put the brakes on this. You have to wait for a Supreme Court ruling. Okay? We're not pulling him off of no ballot. All the other Republicans could stay but him. What this is about, ladies and gentlemen, it is about doesn't matter. I don't care if it's an R or a D. A sitting administration attempting to knock off their opposition by taking away the citizens' right to choose who to vote for. That is what this is about. Again, I don't care. You like Trump, you like Trump. You like Biden, you like Biden. I really don't care. I have no opinion on who you like and who you don't like. The fact of the matter is, using lawfare to take away the average citizen's right to choose who to vote for. Let's just keep this in mind in context as we proceed through this video, because I don't want to hear your BS comments, okay? If you have DTS or you have BTS, I don't want to hear the crap in the comment section. Just so you know. I want to make this very, very clear. So what happened was, Shayna Bellows, our Secretary of State, said, okay, he can stay on the ballot. However, if the Supreme Court decides after Super Tuesday that Donald Trump can be removed from the ballot, everybody who voted for Donald Trump, your vote will be disqualified. That's what she said. Of course, that caused a backlash. You reap what you sow in this world, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. You reap what you sow. And that's how I feel about that. So, as it was yesterday, in a unanimous verdict, 9-0, the Supreme Court decided that states cannot take away the citizens' right to choose who to vote for. I mean, Shayna Bellows was so bad that she said if SCOTUS said he could come off the ballot and you wrote his name in, she was going to disqualify the ballot. Okay? So that's that. Trump is on our ballot, as is every single dang Republican that dropped out of the race, and that crazy moonbat Nikki Haley. She's still on the ballot. So everybody is there. If you go today to vote, you can vote for any Republican on the ballot because we didn't have time to change the ballots. So they're all there. Donald Trump, Vivek Cake Ramaswamy, DeSantis, crazy woman, Whatever you want to do. You vote for whoever you want to vote for. Personally, I don't care. What I think we need to reform in the state of Maine is how our Secretary of State is put into office. You see, as it stands now in the state of Maine, it is the governor's choice. They appoint the Secretary of State. They're going to go through some stuff in Augusta, but basically they appoint them. What needs to be done is when you are running for Secretary of State, when your term is up, you need to be put on the ballot, and you need that ballot handed to the people. Because you will find that many Mainers were very upset about the few moonbats that circulated this grand petition in southern Maine, also known as extreme northern Massachusetts, because y'all crazy down there. Y'all do nutty things in southern Maine. I'm telling you, it is wild what concepts you people can come up with. As California goes, so does southern Maine. It's just absolutely nuts. And I can talk on this because I've lived in Maine for almost 27 years, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. And the Maine in the 90s, the Maine that I raised my children in, central Maine, that was not what it is now. People were not like that. It's all these people moving in from elsewhere. And I'm telling you, that I don't want to get off on a tangent of people moving in, but when you move into a community from a city, you need to sit down. You need to be quiet for a little while. You need to see how that community works and how it functions. You need to not voice your dang opinions about nonsense that you miss from the city. Okay? You need to let that community do its thing, and you need to assimilate into that community. That's what y'all need to do. Just so that we're clear, that's how I feel about that. Because people from the city are coming in to our communities, and they're really trying to reshape our community into something that the locals, the natives, do not recognize. And they don't like it. We don't like it. So there you go. Not that I'm native. I'm a transplant from the city. But I came here, I sat down, I shut up until I saw how things worked. And I did assimilate into the culture. And I do love the community that I live in. And I love all its little quirks. And yes, there are things from the city that I do miss. However, the people in this community, if that stuff was brought here, would not like it. We are an agricultural farming community, and that's that. And you just kind of got to learn how to ebb and flow within the community. You want the city crap? Go back to the city. But I don't even recognize the Maine that I raised my kids in. Okay? It's getting fruity and flighty everywhere down there. Anything south of us is just absolutely crazy. Now, with that being said, the Secretary of State should be voted in by the people. That way there, we don't get none of this get off the ballot nonsensing thing. Okay? The other thing that's happening in the great state of Maine today, it is our first open primary. And what does that mean? Maine has never allowed independents to go into the voting booth on primary day until now. So an independent can go vote in the primary, and you go and you tell the town people that are running your voting booth that you either want Republican or Democrat ballot, and you go and you make your choice, and it will be counted. I have mixed feelings about this, okay? When I was young, here we go, story time. When I was young, my grandmother always said to us when we became voting age, register as an independent. Now, you have to understand, her parents came from communist Poland. They migrated to this country. They went through Ellis Island. They had sponsorship. They had to report to the police station, make sure they're all holding jobs and all that stuff. They did it the right way. They came into this country the right way. My great-grandfather wanted assimilation. So the Polish language was not a thing that you spoke in that house. Now, the women on the side, they did speak it, but he was American. He identified as an American, okay? And he was a very successful businessman in the town. My grandmother was the first generation born American to her parents, and I am, on that side of the family, the third generation American on that side. And my great-grandparents, they did everything the right way, and they were very prosperous people. They were very successful people, and as a result, when I was born, my grandmother grew up in the town, my father grew up in the town, I grew up in the town, so it was a very precious thing for our family to be Americans. And my grandmother always said, you need to register as an independent, so that way, if anybody comes knocking on the door, who you vote for, you can go either way. Doesn't matter. It depends on who's knocking at the door. Because when you come from a country, a communist country, communist Poland, that does not allow you freedoms, your freedom becomes very, very important to you. And that is instilled and ingrained in the subsequent generations. But also the damage that communism did psychologically to my great-grandparents, that is also instilled in the very beginning generations in this country now. My grandmother, I've spent a lot of time with my grandmother. She was a big part of my helping my parents to raise me and my siblings. So we were very much influenced by her quirky ways, which were influenced by what her parents suffered from under communism. So, it made it kind of hard to argue with her when I was younger. And she always wanted everybody to be able to wiggle out of something. That's a big thing you find in people that leave communist countries, such as her parents did. They always want that little wiggle room so that they're not boxed in to something that is going to unalive them. Their thoughts, their feelings, their hopes, their dreams. In communist countries, that gets you extinct. Let's put it that way. So I would argue with my grandmother when I was in my 20s and say, well, that means I can't be in the primaries. I can't primary anybody. If I'm not part of a party, I can't go and vote in primary. And that's okay, she says, because when you go to primary, then they mark it. They'd mark it. You're either voting for this party or you're voting for that party, and you get a mark. And that's just how she felt. And I thought it was very, very unfair when I was in my 20s that I could not primary if I registered as an independent. Now, in your 20s, life is different. You're very liberal in your 20s. And as you grow older and life whacks you around a little bit and it hardens you around the edges a little bit and you start understanding the way the world works, naturally you grow a little more conservative because you grow up a little bit. That's just how it is. Now, at my age, I'm not sure if I like this open primary thing, knowing what's going on since 2016 in this country. I'm not sure if I agree with the open primary thing. My younger self would have. My older self, I'm on the fence about it. But today is a very important day for all the citizens in the state of Maine, because not only did SCOTUS give us back our right to choose who to vote for, because that was almost taken away from y'all. Remember that when you go and vote for the next governor. This administration almost took that right away from you by trying to knock the opposition off the ballot. So when you go to really vote, in November. Keep that in your head. And every Mainer, I am going to remind you, every chance I get, as we get closer to election season, what our Secretary of State tried to do and what SCOTUS restored to you. You live in a republic if you can keep it. You live with freedom if you can keep it. And I am very... it is very important to me to keep my freedoms, not only on my father's side, where my great-grandparents, migrants legally to this country, and built a life here and did everything the right way, but on my mother's side of the family, we have a founding father of Rhode Island. So I'm very ingrained in the rights that were given to me by my forefathers, by my great-grandfather, my 13th generation back great-grandfather. He served as the governor of Rhode Island at the request of his friend Roger Williams twice, and that would be Samuel Gorton. And he overthrew the crown twice. This wasn't a, hey, there was a vote and I'm taking over. This was my 13th generation great-grandfather in the 1600s, literally seized Newport, Rhode Island, and the governorship from the Crown of England. So I'm very ingrained in what rights were given to us as a country to prosper, even in the colonies. He was an abolitionist. And if you look at Samuel Gorton's work as an abolitionist in the colonies, you will see that when President Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, a lot of those ideas came from a little piece of paper that my 13 generation back great-grandfather, a lot of those ideas were put into the Emancipation Proclamation, and nobody ever talks about that. You want to know why? Because he who controls the press are the victors. And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, if you live in Maine or anywhere else that's doing Super Tuesday, go out and vote. But especially in Maine, you have been given back a right that was almost taken from you. Go exercise that right. And we'll see how this open primary thing goes. Good luck to everybody. If you're an independent, remember, you can go out there and vote today. And I do hope that everybody does exercise their right to vote. Happy Super Tuesday, everybody, and carpe diem, because no one promised you a tomorrow.